Right. So today's topic is appearance management, a necessity. So before going ahead with the topic, I would throw one question to all the viewers here. And that question is, do you think that appearance is a necessity? And managing your own appearance at various events or for yourself or for somebody or whatever you have in mind, can you put down in your comments below, please? So that would be a good, interesting points to discuss. If you have any thoughts on appearance management, please feel free to put down your comments below. Okay, so let me start today's conversation with a very beautiful, very beautiful story. A very beautiful story, and I'm sure that you all must have heard this story. But then I would like to share that beautiful story with you. And here it goes. I'm going to read it from a book because it's been narrated very well instead of me trying to tell the story in my own words. So Smita says people tend to judge others based on the appearance. Absolutely right, Smita. Absolutely right. There you are. So let's begin this with this beautiful story that I'm going to share with you. And this is with reference to, I will show you the book from where I'm reading. This is the Tenali Raman, the famous Tenali Raman books. And the other day, my daughter, my younger daughter, she was the one who read out this story to me. And I'm going to read out that story quickly and then we catch up on the conversation. Okay, so in the court of King Krishna Deva Raya, there lived the wise jester Tenali Raman. He was the king's favorite. For this reason, some courtiers were jealous of him. They would often try to find faults with Tenali Rama and humiliate him. One day, the jealous courtiers went to the king and said, "Your Majesty, Tenali has started taking advantage of your love and affection." "Why do you say that?" the king asked. "My lord, he often arrives late to the court," replied one of the courtiers. And the king was like, "Yes, your majesty." Another courtier backed up. "Tenali spends so much of his time in dressing up and getting ready that he gets late to the court." The king decided to question Tenali Raman. Here the question was of his ego. And he says, "Okay, fine, I'm going to question Tenali Raman." And when these people were complaining to the king, Tenali Raman happened to overhear the conversation. And Tenali Raman was way smarter. So he had known actually what the scenario was in the court. So the next day, Tenali Raman comes late to the court. The king was so angry and he shouted, "There's a complaint against you that you spend too much of time on dressing up. Is it true?" "Yes, my lord," Tenali replied very softly. "May I know why?" the king asked angrily. "Because clothes make a man, my lord," Tenali Raman said. And the king was like, He was totally confused. He didn't know what this guy was trying to tell or what this guy was up to. The king was not satisfied with this answer, but he let him go because it was already very late. Then the king tells him that we have been invited for a feast at a nobleman's house, Tenali. He said, "Let's start in an hour." Finally, it was time to start, but Tenali Raman hadn't arrived. After about an hour, Tenali Raman arrived, dressed in very fine clothes. Though the king was very angry, but he didn't want to spoil his mood before going to the feast. So he kept quiet. And the king and Tenali Raman then started for the nobleman's house. Soon they reached the nobleman's house and they were given a warm welcome. I'm honored to have you here, Your Majesty, said the nobleman. He also paid the same respect to Tenali Raman. The royal guests were led into a large hall. Many distinguished guests were present in the hall. They all sat down to dine. Tenali Raman sat beside the king. As soon as the food was served, Tenali spread his shawl. He removed his shawl, like I removed the scarf, and so removed the shawl on, and he spread it on the floor. And then he began to keep all his food onto the shawl. And the king was so overwhelmed and shocked and ashamed of his act. Tenali, the king asked in a husky voice, "What are you doing?" Tenali Raman smiled and said, "I am feeding my clothes, my lord. Actually, our clothes are the royal guests and not we." The king flew into the rage. "What do you mean?" "My lord," said Tenali Raman, "today morning I came here dressed in rags, but the guards chased me away. And now, when I have come in fine clothes, I have received a warm welcome. Clothes make all the difference. Isn't it true, Your Majesty?" The king smiled at Tenali Raman. The next day, Tenali Raman said, "Forgive me, my lord, for having arrived late that day. I did it just to unmask some of the plotters." "I knew it, Tenali," said the king, and the jealous courtiers could only feel ashamed. Okay, so isn't the story very interesting? Wasn't the story very interesting? And it's a very, 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 very old timer story. So you can imagine, the importance of appearance management has been always there and has been there since ages. So did you like the story? Did you connect with the story? Give me a thumbs up. Did it remind you of your childhood? Hi Mernosh. Hi Gitu. Hi Vrinda. All right. So Smita, yes, you said it's very, very important. So yes, appearance management is very, very important. And now I will take you on to the topic, where is appearance management and is it a necessity? So yes, appearance management is definitely a necessity. And how many of y'all have actually heard about something about image cycle, your own image, managing your appearance, managing your image? Now I'll take you somewhere, when you were a kid, and now when you're grown up you have certain goals to achieve. Now, in order to achieve your goals, the goals are here and you are here, okay? And during the course of your journey as a human, you have to achieve those goals which you have set for yourself, isn't it? Now, how does appearance play a role in achieving those goals? It's very interesting, right? So since I will not be able to take through the entire detailing of it, but yes, you will get a gist of what I'm talking about. When we are born, okay, when we are born, because of our surroundings, because of the people, our upbringing, our family, friends, relatives, the kind of experiences we have, during that time. So what happens at that point of time is that you, me, everybody for that matter, has kind of formed a self image. Okay. So when you have formed a self image about yourself, it starts somewhere, it starts with the body image. So if you have a very good body image, now how does that body image get built up? When you're born, at that point of time, the you're a child, you are not aware about all these, complicated things in life, but people around you make you aware with their reaction to you, with their behavior to you, with the way they treat you, with the way they love you, what they convey to you, and whole lot of things. With that experience, you kind of form a body image for yourself. So I'll give you one small little example. There was this friend of mine. I remember she had shared this story with me. So when she was a kid, at that point of time, her mother used to, tell her that, oh, you have such a big nose. What, you have such a big nose? So repeatedly, this kind of taunting, she was being told, taunted by her mother. And she, as a child, developed that insecurity towards herself in her appearance with reference to her nose. She is beautiful girl, beautiful lady, but somewhere this one particular thing stayed with her. Now, because of that insecurity, because of that lack of confidence, because of that conscious body image, she had a very low self image. So what happens, these are all interrelated things, so if you have a good body image, you will have a better self image. If you have a better self image, you will be having a good self esteem. And if you have a very good self esteem, you will have a very good self confidence. And this journey goes on, and then that all this put together helps you achieve your goals. So, having a good body image, having a good self image, and then having a good self esteem in order to have a good self confidence is of utmost importance. From where all this thing is coming? It's coming from the appearance. Now, I have given you just an example of when a child is born and how the journey, the experience. Now, the good thing is that at any age, this can be reversed. So, this is a skill, and that appearance management is just definitely a skill, and a skill which can be learned. Okay. So at any age, at any given point of time, you can reverse your body image about yourself. You can reverse your self image. You can reverse your self esteem, and you can have a good self esteem, self confidence, self actualization. And that's how you reach and achieve your goals. There is a cycle, when we talk about appearance management, there is a cycle. Now, what is that cycle? That cycle is, if I'm having a very good self image about myself, I think very good about myself. So from where does that come? That means I love myself, I care about myself. So if I care about myself and I love myself, then I will take better care of myself. And if I will take better care of myself, I will take those efforts, okay, So when I say I will take those efforts, is make dressing up and looking good, feeling good, and behaving good as a lifestyle. It becomes an inherent part of my life. Once that happens, obviously, when I'm taking care of myself, when I'm looking good, when I'm feeling confident, I'm having a good self image, I'm having a good body image, and so I have a good self confidence. Obviously, I will have better confidence to behave good and deal with people, and I would have that positive energy that I will be reflecting towards the people or anybody whom I'm coming in contact with or I'm interacting, whether it's online or it's offline. Now, what happens with that? What happens with that is the energies are very contagious. So these energies are very contagious, and what happens is the energy that I have and I am reflecting is the energy that is received by the people whom I am coming in touch with. So when that is happening, and the way the energies are received by the people, that is the kind of energy they will reflect back at you, in the sense which will get translated into respect. Got my point? So it's all up to us. Everything starts with us, everything ends with us. Hi Sheetal. Hi Tanuja. Hi Ajita. So today's topic is appearance management necessity. So yes, somebody said that yes, it is a very very important thing. Now, why? I already explained how appearance management works and why is it important for all of us. Now I will take you to the next step, which is the famous saying, and that is, first impressions are the lasting impressions. Now, from appearance management, why am I talking about the first impressions? Are they related? Yes, they are definitely related. So, appearance management is definitely related with first impressions. What are first impressions? First impressions are the impressions that one makes about the other person within first few seconds. That is about 5 to 6 seconds, and and you make an impression. You will make an impression about, from what could be the background of the person, how groomed she is, what kind of maybe job profile would be, or everything, whole lot of things come in your mind, and you have the entire profile of a person mentally in front of you. Now, how does that happen when you don't know a person? When you don't know a person, you still come up with all these things about a person. Why and how? So, we are all human beings, and this is a very normal tendency to um, judge and getting judged. So, whether we like it or we don't like it, we are getting judged at every single step. I have heard a lot of people saying that no, I don't judge. Sorry, I do not buy that, because subconsciously, you're not realizing, but you are judging people at every minute, whomever you come across. So for example, you see somebody like today, you all are seeing me. I'm sure something would have come to your mind. It's not that you want to judge, it comes very naturally to us. So it's a natural instinct of judging somebody. We humans have that in us. Now, so now we are all at home and we are not going out, but just to give an example, when we are okay, so so there is this, I think, Rinki Chamatkar, if I'm not mistaken. You've seen that ad where the daughter and the father, they come, in the five-star hotel, and they're trying to enter, and the guard doesn't open the gate for them. Because, so why is not, he's supposed to, right? Any customer walking in or anybody walking in, he's supposed to, but he doesn't let them in. Why? It's because from their appearance, he gets a feeling that they may not be able to afford that kind of an environment, or that kind of the experience. But at the same time, when that ring ki chamatkar happens, and then suddenly you get, they are like in best of clothes and they look good. So immediately when they come next, and it's like, ji sir, jaiye, ji madam, jaiye. So it's like, somebody getting down from Audi will get a different treatment. Somebody getting down from a Maruti maybe get a different treatment, or whatever. So we are in a materialistic world, definitely. So these are just few examples in order to just explain it to you. A lot many times when we go to take a rickshaw, even the rickshaw person says ki nahi madam, mujhe nahi jana. Why? Maybe some vibes. Sometimes we select, if we have a way out in selecting which rickshaw we can go, or which cab we can go in. We judge, and then we go to only that cab person to ask if, that guy will take us to the destination. So this first impressions is happening at every single step. Hi Shruti, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time, yeah? Thank you for joining in. Hi, Pooja. Okay, so I'm saying hi here and hi there because I'm on Facebook also and Instagram also. I'm going live at the same time. And so I have some people joining me on Facebook, and I have some people here on Instagram. So I'm saying hi to everyone here. Good to see you all. Okay, so we were in the middle of discussions about first impressions. Okay, so this is how, now I will throw a question and just put down in the comments as to what are your views when it comes to first impressions. What, according to you, are the points with which a person makes those first impressions about the other person? What could be those points? You don't know, right? First impressions is you, the stranger, and the situation. So you are making first impressions about somebody whom you don't know. So how do you make those impressions? Based on what? Please put down the comments below. Anyways, I'll be explaining. Thank you so much, Shruti. How's your workout going on? We'll connect with you with reference to the fitness batch. Let me know if you're interested. We'll give you the details. Okay. So, fine. So, someone is asking that, it could be because of the clothing, because of the way the person looks. So, yes. Yes, Shruti, it is appearance. So, yes. So, what are the different pointers? Like when you look at someone, now that person has not started talking. Okay. This is sealed. And how you need to, what are the other pointers that with which give you the cue in terms of judging that person? So one is your clothing, of course. What are you wearing? How are your clothes? How neat they are? How you have tied your hair? How you've made up your hair? How are your, how groomed you are? What kind of makeup is there, if at all? And what kind of nails and the colors that you're wearing and stuff like this. And what are the other points? Okay, now somebody says that the way he or she talks, talking hasn't happened up till now. Okay, the first impressions में talking नहीं आता है. Talking तो बहुत बाद में आता है. We don't know the person and we make first impressions in those 4 to 5 seconds. So what are the other things? The other things are, what is the body language? What is the communication through the gestures, the etiquette? Now imagine if I'm just sitting like this, okay, and I'm just, does it indicate something to you? Yeah, it definitely does, right? So these are some of the cues which you see as a person, and you see in a person about how well groomed the person is, how, what is the stance, what is the fitness level. So yes, fitness adds on to a very good appearance, because you have a better control on your body. You are better, you have a better stance, you have a better posture. So we would be taking one session on the postures as well. So these are some of the cues with which, when you look at them, when you look at somebody and you make those first impressions. And that is why first impressions तो बनना ही है. So अगर फर्स्ट impressions बनना ही है, कोई तो आपको जज करेगा ही करेगा. People will judge you. Can you change that? Tell me. Write in the comments. Can you change that? Can you change the way people, judge you? Or can you stop that? No, do not judge me. No, my dear friends, you cannot do that. Judging तो होने वाला ही है. So people are definitely going to judge you. What is good in this whole conversation is that we have the capacity, or the power, I would say, eh, to influence that judgment. How do we have that? That is to put the best foot forward in whatever we are doing, whatever role and goal, whatever our agenda is. If we put the best foot forward, then we influence the judgment of that person. So if I am, yeah, so we cannot stop people, right? Someone is saying we cannot stop people. No, we cannot stop people. We do not have that power to stop people. Nobody can stop my thinking, or I cannot stop your thinking. But what we can do is, if I am dressed in a particular way, I am reflecting some cues, some signals for the other person to judge me. So clothes actually speak. I narrated a story of Tenali Raman in the beginning of this conversation, and it was very clear that if you are dressed well, if you are, if you want to convey a message, you can convey through your outfit, through your dressing. When I say dressing, it also means top to head to toe, everything, including your body language, including your non-verbal cues. Please understand, abhi tak we have not started communicating yet. We have not started talking. So it is, people say, मैंने तो बात ही नहीं करी. How can he judge me like this? मैंने तो बात ही नहीं करी. Yes, that's exactly is my point. That exactly is my point. You cannot not communicate. You are communicating 24/7. We are all under lockdown right now. I have a question. Please put down in the comments. Do you still need to communicate? Do you still need to take care of your appearance when you are at home? You may not be going online. You may not be going, meeting people. Do you still need to take care of your appearance? Please answer in the comments and I will explain you why you need to take care of your appearance even though you are at home. Let me check some questions in the meantime. I love that dance, Ajita. So, okay. So Sheetal says, okay, somebody has at least replied. Sheetal says that yes, we do need to. Sheetal, why do we need to? We need to, yes, definitely we need to. But why do we need to? Okay, I'll answer. It is very important whether you are a homemaker or whether you are a working professional, whether you are a student, whether you are anybody for that matter, you have the entire right, the full right to feel good, look good, and automatically you start behaving good. So even though maybe there are no rules now since we are in under lockdown, maybe there are nothing to look forward to. For some people maybe there is nothing to look forward to, but still there is one person whom you are going to meet or you are meeting 24/7. And who is that person? That person is the most important person in your life. And that person is you. So in my life, I am one of the most important persons. I need to take care of my appearance. I need to take care of my own feelings to feel good, to respect myself, to have a good self image, to have a good body image, and to have a good self confidence. It's the utmost important. So and believe me, try it out. If you haven't been doing, I'm giving this homework to all of you all. Those of you who have not been following this, tomorrow I have a session at 5 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday, and I'm going to take up one topic. Okay, tomorrow please join me back again and give me the feedback, or you can DM me. Give me the feedback on how you were feeling after whatever I'm going to tell you now to do, you did that religiously, okay, without any kind of manipulations. So what you need to do is please get up on time. So when I say time, in the sense maybe दिन भर कुछ काम नहीं है शायद और काम है तो भी नहीं है तो भी try and get up early, do your workout, do your routine, do your workout, and after that please go get ready, freshen up, get ready, um, wear some of your, you know, pull out one of your favorite outfits, okay, that you love, the colors, or it could be the fit, or it could be anything that you like. Wear that, okay, and do up your hair nicely, very neatly, and wear that smile on your face. Do whatever little bit of makeup that you do. So when I say makeup, people have an adverse, you know, thinking towards makeup. So I'm not talking about, like, you know, foundations and whole lot of things. No, do the basic skincare routine, okay, your daily makeup, and let me know in the evening how did you feel during the whole day, and how your entire day went by, because it is very important. So when you're going to analyze, when you're going to see all these things, I'll give you a few pointers that you need to take, you know, you need to analyze based on. One pointer is how did you feel looking at yourself in a nice proper trim manner, okay, a very well, um, so you need to, so you have to tell me how you liked yourself after you got dressed up and you are, like, you know, ready to go for the day. Second was, how was your own behavior during the day, how productive you were, how was the what was the reaction, or what was your relation, or how was your interaction with all the people in the house, since we are all under lockdown. In the house, how was your interaction with the rest of the people who are staying with you, whom you are putting up with wherever you are? So that is another thing. Fourth, if you're working, then maybe online working, or if you're having a phone call or whatever, so how was that interaction, how confident you were, how cultured you were, maybe, or I would say that, you know, how happy you were during the day. So it does make a lot of difference. I'm super confident that you're going to come back tomorrow and give me a positive feedback, but I want you to experience this yourself. Get up in the morning, do your routine, freshen up, do your workout, get ready, write down all your goals and everything, whatever is the day there for the day, even for the homemakers, please do that. And during the day, let me know by the end of the day at 5 o'clock, be online with me, give me the feedback, how you felt the entire day. And so the reason for me to say that is because the way you dress up and the way you fix your hair, you know, talks a lot about yourself, the way you are thinking about yourself, the kind of respect that you have for yourself, and that translates into your productivity. So when I say productivity, it is not only for people who are working, it's also for homemakers, how productive you are. So when we say productivity, productivity is also in terms of how happy you are internally, how you know, happy you are in interacting with people, how happy you are in doing whatever you are doing. And that happiness, that productivity gets translated into the ease of doing things. You start enjoying things, it becomes a part of your life. Okay, so yeah, so you missed out on that conversation we had in the beginning. Kindly emphasize on self respect for homemakers. Okay, so I will just elaborate a little bit on this. Um, Anybody, for that matter, whether it's a homemaker or a student or anybody for that matter, any individual has the right to get respect. But do you get respect by demanding respect? No. That is a forced respect which is not which doesn't come naturally. Now you will agree with me, somebody who is asking me the question, you will definitely agree with me that if you do not respect yourself, you cannot get respect from someone else. So I have a lot of my clients who are homemakers, and I know the concerns that they have, the kind of the kind of situations they are into, the kind of problems that they face on day-to-day basis with their family and relatives and whole lot of people. Now I always tell them and or ask them only one thing, and here I would also like to ask one thing here is, do you respect yourself? Do you respect yourself? What I mean by saying that whether you respect yourself is, are you taking care of yourself? There is something additional to only your concerns and relations. Why is it that you are in that situation? Why is somebody in that situation? That situation is your own created. Please understand, everything starts with you and it ends with you. So everything starts with me, my things start with me and they end with me. The other people are only the catalysts. Okay, they will come, they will go, but my situation will remain where it is. If I do not handle, it will get accelerated or it will get reduced, but the situation has to be handled by me. So just to make this point little bit more clear is, though we are not talking about homemakers today, but still I would like to elaborate a bit on that, is that when you are a homemaker, somewhere you kind of start or have always been sacrificing things for the entire family, maybe your husband, maybe your children, maybe your in-laws or whatever. And in this whole jugglery, you tend to like kind of forget yourself somewhere and you get lost. And when this transformation happens, unfortunately, you do not come to know about it. It just happens, and by the time you realize, it's already very late. And people have already got used to that kind of a scenario, or seeing you in that mold, or even you yourself have got so accustomed to those that kind of scenario that you're okay with it. But somewhere you tend to neglect your own needs, your own self, your own hobbies, self image, you tend to like kind of get lost in this whole chaos. Okay, now it has happened with me. I have gone through it, and then I realized, somewhere, what am I doing? And that's when that about turn happened, and here I am today. It is very much possible. So first of all, you need to have a me time. You need to just pause, think, where do you stand today? Okay, where do you stand today? What are you doing? Are you doing, see, these are all duties for others. Okay, but what are you doing towards yourself? Is your soul not important? Are your needs not important? They are. They are very much important. And believe me, you cannot feed from an empty plate. अगर आपका ग्लास खाली है तो आप उसमें से दूसरे किसी को पानी नहीं पिला सकते हो. So if you are not happy, you cannot make others happy. You are only doing a monotonous job thinking that you're taking care of everybody else. And that's where comes your own respect. So if you start taking care of yourself, you will manage your image very well. And I'm saying this on a very serious note. Try this out, it works. Try and take out your me time at least for half an hour, if not more. Uninterrupted me time, guilt free me time, guilt free me time. Take out that time, start taking care of yourself, and then get on to taking care of the rest of the people. And you will see the transformation, you will see the change that is happening in your image enhancement. Self image enhancement will be simply mind blowing. And the minute you will start taking care of yourself, you will see the change in how your family is taking care of you, how people associated with will start taking care of you, and their outlook towards you. So basically, you need to change your outlook towards yourself. Once you do that, you will start feeling good. And once you start feeling good, you will start taking better care of yourself. And when you start taking better care of yourself, your people, your family, your relatives, your acquaintances, your official people, whomever you are related with, will start taking better care and better respect for you. Their entire outlook is going to change, because the point here is specifically the person who had asked me about the homemakers. When you are a homemaker, first thing, you get up in the morning and you start in that chaotic, you start your day in that chaotic situation, and you are with the taking care of rest everybody else. What about you? Don't you deserve that? And don't you think that if you were calmer, if you would have taken care of yourself, you are satisfied, you would be able to take better care of all the people around you. And by not doing so, by not taking care of yourself, by not dressing up well, by not doing what you like, by not working out, by not taking care of your health, by not having eating on time, and whole lot of things, I'll do one session only on that. Are you not taking yourself for granted? Are you not taking yourself for granted? And who has given you the right to take yourself for granted? And if you are taking yourself for granted, If you are not respecting yourself, do you have the right to ask others why they are taking you for granted or why they are not respecting you? No, my dear friends, you do not, because you with this whole process you lose that right towards yourself, because you can ask or you can demand, you can ask a question only if you are taking care of yourself. So I think it's going to be a time up here, and I do not want in between interruption, abrupt ending of this conversation. So, with this, I would, with this thought process, I would like to end this conversation here. And tomorrow's topic would be grooming. So, tomorrow I'm going to be, because grooming is a part of appearance management. So, grooming is my topic for tomorrow. I would like to see all of you all and all the people. I've given some homework. Please go execute from tomorrow. Evening 5 o'clock, give me the feedback. So, I will see you at 5 o'clock. Please respect yourself, take care of yourself. You owe that to yourself. Your soul owes this, owes to yourself. You have to take care of yourself, and then the rest of them. Okay, so here we have. Yes, you are right. Guilt free comes in taking care of yourself. What kind of image can a homemaker have? Can you kindly guide on goals a homemaker can have? Yes, it's a very fantastic question, and thank you so much for asking me that question. I'm going to take a session right now. I think it'll get disconnected because I think it's only about an hour's session. But yes, we will take up this session on homemakers specifically. Please do join me in that session, and I would like to cover up this question. It's a very very interesting question, and as I mentioned that I have my clients who are homemakers, um, and now I can see them change, or I would say enhanced a lot more than what they were. And it's always a pleasure to see them happy with the smile on their faces. I keep getting messages from them, and that's my take home, I would say. So, if I can add some value in some way, I would be very, very happy. So, thank you so much. And tomorrow we connect at 5 with grooming sessions. If you have any questions, you can put down the comments below and we can work on that. Bye. See you all.